Hello Year 12 and welcome to the fifth video of the series for MM4, Applications of Area and Volume. We've looked at absolute and percentage error. Remember, absolute error, plus or minus half of the smallest measurement you can make. Percentage error is absolute error divided by the measurement, multiplied by 100. Parts of circles, so circles, semicircles, quadrants, sectors, and annuluses. Yes? We have also looked at composite areas where we dissect those shapes up into more familiar things like rectangles, triangles and circles to work out the area. We just looked at Simpson's rule, which we use to find an approximate area of an irregular shape given a particular set of measurements that belong to that. And now we want to look at the surface area of prisms. My heading says and pyramids, but you know what? The syllabus doesn't mention surface area of pyramids, and it tends to be a bit more complicated. It's the same sort of general idea, but we're going to skip through that, okay? Because not mentioned in the syllabus, you shouldn't be assessed on it. So, a prism. First of all, we need to get our heads around what a prism is. You've learnt this before, but a prism is a solid that has a regular cross section. That means I could slice through it. In some way, I could make a series of parallel slices and get exactly the same shape each time. It's like it's been extruded, like Play-Doh through one of those molds. Yeah. Now, we name prisms after the shape of the base. And so if I had something like a rectangle on the base, I have a rectangular prism. A triangle on the base, like a Toblerone, I get a triangular prism. Now, this thing here, I can't really name this. It's a prism. Right, I've got this regular base, right? This is my base here, this L-shaped bit. But I don't have a name for that L-shaped thing, that's why I call it an L-shaped thing. But nonetheless, it's a prism. Now, to find the surface area, I need to find the area of every face and add them together. Now, if you have a look at this, you could well say that this shape has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 faces. You could say it has 8 faces. I could work out those 8 areas and add them together. But I'm going to suggest you a shortcut for doing this. Okay, first of all, we're going to redraw this and we need to work out the area and perimeter of the base. So here's this L shape. I'm going to dissect it like this, as we did before for an L shape. That's a 4 there. Now that's 6 there, and it's 12 here. So that means that this is 6 as well. That's a 6 and that's a 6. And this is a 6. And it's 10 across the bottom here. And this little part here, now if I was working out the area, I don't need this one, but I want the perimeter. So I need to know this little bit here too. Now I've got a 4 there, 10 here. That means this is a 6 as well. There's a lot of 6s going on here. So the area of my base, I'm going to use this little subscript here. The area of my base is equal to the 4 by 6. For that top one, and a 6 by 10 at the bottom, plus 6 by 10 equals 24 plus 60 is 84 square centimetres. Now I want to work out the perimeter of my base, perimeter of the base. Right? I'm going to start at the top here and work my way around in a clockwise fashion. So that's 4 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6 plus 10 plus, I'll use the whole 12 there. We'll finish it off. Right, the perimeter of that base is 44 units, 44 centimetres. So, rather than work out the area of those 6 rectangles around the side there, what I'm going to do is I'm going to join them all together into one long skinny ribbon. Right, that is as long as the perimeter there, and it's going to be 3 centimetres high. So the area of my area of the sides equals the perimeter of the base times the height. Okay, equals 44 by 3, which is, what's that, 132 square centimetres. Okay, so the area of those 6 altogether is 132 square centimetres. And the surface area, I'm going to say SA, is I've got 2 bases plus that ribbon around the sides. So it's 2 times 84 plus my 132, and that equals a neat 300 square centimetres. Okay, so remember this. Surface area for prism. Work out the area of the base. Work out the perimeter of the base. Multiply the perimeter by the height of the prism. Add 2 bases to the area of the sides. Okay, so top and bottom plus the sides. Okay, we're going to do that again. And surprise, surprise, I've got a slightly more complicated base here. So we're going to redraw this. Okay, not too small. All right, things that I know that it's 2 meters there. That's a 2. Okay, that's all well and good. This is a 5 and a 4.2. Doesn't hurt to put some other ones on. 4.2. This is going to be 2.5 here and 2.5 here. Yeah, in fact, I'm going to draw another little diagram here. Now, I've got enough to work out the area there because I've got the base and the height of that triangle, right? The base is 5, the height is 2, but I need to know the perimeter at some stage. I need to know how long that side there is. Okay, so this is 2, that's 2.5, and then this here then equals, right, let's call that x. X squared equals 2 squared plus 2.5 squared. That means x squared is 10.25 and x is approximately equal to 3.2, I reckon. 3, in fact, it's the square root of 10.25, but I'm going to say 3.202. Carry lots of decimal places as you go along, at the beginning in particular. So I'm going to call this 3.202 there. Approximately. All right, we'll round it off at the end, not at the beginning. There's a little bit of rounding there already. Now, the area of my base equals 5 by 4.2. That part's easy. Plus half times my base of the triangle. That's 5 times 2. 5 by 4.2 is the same as 10 by 2.1. So that's 21 plus a half of 2 is 1. So 21 plus 5 equals 26 square meters. The perimeter of my base equals, let's say it's 3.202 plus 4.2 plus 5 plus 4.2 plus 3.202. Sorry, I've run over the side there. Anyway, we've got those things, right? We start here and I've just added them up as we go around. And that is, right, when I add all of those things together, I think I get about 19.80. I've rounded off a little bit there, right, because there is a rounding error that's creeping in. So 19.80 meters is my perimeter. The area of the sides then is equal to 19.80 times 12, right, the height of my prism, and that is 232.6. Right, I'm rounding off. I'm losing decimal places as we go along because every time I do this, there's a rounding error that's creeping in. Right. It's a good idea to just carry these figures on your calculator as you go along, right? But if you're going to write them down and start again, you're going to lose decimal places, right? You're going to lose significant figures every time you do this. So now the surface area is 2 lots of 26 plus my 232.6, and that gives me a surface area of pretty close to 290 square meters. 3 significant figures. Okay, I started off with 4 significant figures, and I've sort of worked my way back to the end. Okay, rightio. So that's surface area of a prism. Remember, what we want to do is we want to work out the area of the base. We want to work out the perimeter of the base. We work out the area of the sides by multiplying the perimeter by the height. Then I add 2 bases to the area of the sides to get the total surface area. Rightio, see you in class.